49ers are going into the playoffs. We would love to hear from you. Are there any reservations? Do you see any weaknesses? Or is it all systems go? Have you reached the point, and I have, where you head into these playoffs, forget all the rules we think we know. He's a rookie. He's not allowed to win the Super Bowl. Forget it. Are you as confident now with Brock as you would have been had it been someone who's been there before? I don't know if you'd have been confident if it was Jimmy, but if Jimmy had been on a 10-game win streak, I really think 49er fan base would be like, dude, win it all or we're livid with you. Are you at that same spot with Brock Purdy?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been there, more confident than I was even when he took over the job, because I was supremely confident in what was around him. And I said this to you, and I've said this ever since Jimmy Garoppolo came on the scene and became Jimmy Garoppolo a couple of years ago. I think this team is built to where you don't have to rely on your quarterback to be your best player. And Brock Purdy, as great as he's playing, is still not this offense's best player. And that's okay, because you've got a great O-line, elite tight end, the best running back in football in terms of two-way threats. Brandon Ayuk has become your wide receiver one. And, oh, by the way, you got Deebo Samuel in case you need him. George Kittle is now a ballerina in the end zone with his toe tapping and his high pointing. This offense is unbelievably humming right now. So, yes, I'm even more confident than I was. And if you're the 49ers, it's Arizona or bust. Because even if you have to go to Philadelphia, I don't see that game being too daunting to where you're not going to have to beat Philadelphia 13-10. You might go to Philadelphia and win 42-41.
Ooh.
If you have to.
Yeah, if you have to. I hope
this
not.
But Mark, this
Don't give up
offense
41
is
points.
built. Well, you gave up 34 to the Raiders.
To the Raiders, no
doubt. You gave
doubt.
up 500 points and 9 explosive plays of more than 20 yards. So this defense can be had in some ways, but this offense is at a point now where that doesn't scare me anymore.
Well, and you bet if you're going to get this defense, you better do. And I know the Raiders were scoring in the second half. They're the only one to do it recently, but you better get your work done there in the first half. How many? Raise your hand by show of hands. We can see all of you. It's like romper room. Raise your hand if when the Cardinals made it 14-13, when David Blau, it's like, okay, you got mossed by A.J. Green, whatever. You blow that off. The Niners give up a 7-0 lead. It seems like almost half the games. You come right back down, go the other direction, touchdown. When they made it 14-6, didn't you put your feet up? You put your feet up, and you thought that was it. And then when the Cardinals made it 14-13, did anybody else get sort of annoyed or frustrated, or your thought, wait a minute, is something wrong with this defense? Like 34 last week to Vegas. Now David Blau, who's been kicked off of 2 Hard Knocks teams, is going up and down the field on you. Did anyone else have a problem there? Now, they didn't give up another point and ended up knocking Blau out of the game. Splatow. But
totally. Kaplow.
But I don't know. Where were you at in that moment? Cardinals make it 14-13. What are you thinking?
It was a yawn. I wasn't concerned. Yeah, because the
Not concerned, but I don't know, bugged.
Not really.
Okay.
No, I mean, if they would have happened again, then yes, maybe. The opening touchdown, the A.J. Green, the trick play, the bad defense, the missed tackle at the end of it, that was just one of those, okay. That was kind of more of a curiosity.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yes, Blau drives them down 75 yards, and they were pretty much unfettered. You did get Blau into the 3rd and 11. He was able to pick it up to Trey McBride and move the chains. It was a little bit annoying, but I wasn't concerned at all, knowing that Niners still had a chance with 4 minutes to go in the half, and they were going to get the ball to start the third quarter. And the fact that, this is still Arizona.
Yeah.
The Niners offense was not having any real pushback. I wasn't concerned at all about the defense.
Concerned, not concerned. I want to make sure I say this right. Not concerned.
Not even annoyed
that the Cardinals were going to win the game.
Right.
Annoyed in terms of projecting this forward. Like, hey, when are Jared Stidham and David Blau going to stop scoring on you guys?
Stidham and Blau.
Hello.
Right.
Can you please stuff these people? And then they did. I got annoyed. I'm like, will you stop? It's 14-13. Can you flick these people off of your shoulder and move on? And then they did, and it was 38-13 and all of that. So Here's where I do think this is going, though. You're right. At some point, they're going to go up against an offense that is going to put some stuff on the board, even in the second half. Ahmad Z on our YouTube feed right now. YouTube and Twitch, good morning. We thank you so much for being here, and it's a big number on YouTube today. Typical after a 49er victory, not surprised. But Ahmad says they can't score with KC. Oh, yeah, they can. Oh, yeah, they can. Two things real quick. I said it last week. I don't think they're going to have to score with KC because I don't think the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you made that call last week. You guaranteed it, I think.
Their defense.
Mark Willard guarantee.
Their defense is going to bite them in the you-know-whats at some point. Are they the most dynamic offense in the NFL? There's no debating that. They're playing ring around the damn Rosie. Ring around the Rosie in an NFL game.
Pocket full of posies.
I asked Steve from last night. I'll ask you the same question. Disrespectful or awesome?
Awesome. It's awesome.
Or both.
It could be. It could be both.
He went with both.
Well, I mean, disrespect is the next time that you play a team. That's whether or not you know that if it was disrespectful or not. Because, in a situation like this where now we're allowing end zone celebrations, anytime any player does anything of a positive nature, we celebrate. So what's the big deal if we go childhood? I mean, is somebody going to break out some hopscotch or, ring around the Rosie? It's all fine and good.
What are they doing?
Duck, goose. What are we doing?
Seriously, what are they? I thought it was great. My line is different than some when it comes to the whole sportsmanship thing. I'm a big fan of sportsmanship, but to me, poor sportsmanship, like somebody gets hurt, and I don't just mean physically. Like when T.O. goes to the Star, it's like, all right, dude. Like, first of all, you knocked your own quarterback over. Second of all, you're clearly doing something to agitate your opponent. But if it's, remember the Fernando Tatis? Remember that one where it was like, well, I don't know, what was the score, 20-2 or something like that, and some position player is pitching, and Tatis hit a homer, and they were ticked at him for it. I'm like, he's swinging the bat at the ball. He had no control over where it goes. He's allowed to hit a home run. Same thing here where I'm like, look, nobody got hurt. If your feelings got hurt because they did ring around the Rosie, I don't know, it's kind of a you problem.
And it worked.
Yeah, well,
and it worked. They scored a touchdown. And
wasn't there a penalty?
What, for illegal huddle?
Back? Yeah, it got called back.
Illegal motion in the huddle.
Got called back.
Yeah, but I mean, the greater point is,
gosh,
they huddle that way and they spun everyone out, and then they go into a wildcat formation. So I'm sure the thinking was, hey, we'll rotate our huddle. We'll do ring around the Rosie, and you won't know which player is coming out into what position.
So good.
Genius.
By the